So, a very warm welcome to one and all gathered over here for this webinar on social skills. I welcome all of you, and I would thank all of you to taking out your time, your valuable time, and being over here. Since you have mentioned about the social skills in the chat box, you gave lovely responses. Let's look at building social skills in detail today. All right. Now, social skills are something, as you mentioned, it's about communication, collaboration, and it's encompasses a lot of things altogether. It's an umbrella term, right? So when we talk about social skills are essential for the success and happiness of children in both academic and social settings. When we want our children today to become toppers, to excel in almost all the things, we also want the children to be, able to succeed in society and to care for the well-being of others. So all of that is possible if we inculcate social skills in the children. So it not only helps them in the regular classrooms or excelling in academics, but it also helps them to move beyond the classrooms. So we should all incorporate this as educators in our lessons, right? I would request all of you to keep your cursors away from the screen and keep yourselves muted, right? Okay, moving forward, introduction. Now we all know what is social skills about. We also know the key role that we as educators play to build social skills in children in a positive, in a healthy way, creating an inclusive environment for everyone. And it plays a vital role. Also, we need to remember that when we are talking about social skills in our classrooms, a lot of time what happens is that social issues arises. For example, when we are teaching a lesson, there is a child who comes up and says that, ma'am, this person is disturbing me in my class. This classmate is not listening to me. He or she is talking continuously. He is not behaving properly. So all of this we hear. So these are the social issues that come up in the classrooms. We as educators, we need to be mindful of such issues and we need to address this in the classroom itself. We should not wait our lesson to get over and then start asking the persons that what happened exactly, how can we do things differently. Instead, in the class itself, we should strive to address these issues very effectively and very promptly, because this will help all of us, right? Another important thing that we should remember is collaboration, right? Collaboration for better enhancement and better inculcation of social skills, because this is something that we all will have to incorporate in our everyday interactions with the children. Collaboration, we as educators, we have a role to play. That is, we need to give them guidance. We need to involve the parents. And we need also an advice or suggestion from the counselor and professionals. A lot of time we want to teach children a different set of skills, but we're not able to do that because the children at home, they are maybe not practicing those techniques, those strategies. The parents are maybe not aware. We are not working in touch with the professionals and counselors. The result is we lose track, right? Even if we want to do a lot of things, we are not able to do that. And if we want to enhance the students' learning overall, we should aim at perfection. So for doing that, we need to aim that the children, if we want the children to be more and more effective in learning these social skills, we need to collaborate with our parents, with the counselors, and we need to give the involvement throughout, right? Now, what are the benefits of having social skills in our children? We all know that if our children know how to communicate better, they will be able to collaborate with the peers and adults. Whether it is asking for help, whether it is saying that I am not able to understand this person is constantly fighting with me. Whether it is about having a problem in life and solving that problem. Even if it means like, I did not give my English test very nicely. Okay, so if we have social skills in us, we will be able to help. We will be able to navigate better through life. So this is what is the importance of or the benefits of social skills when we inculcate these in our children. Also, when our children have good behavior, appropriate behavior that we want out of them, they will be scoring well in academics. As a counselor, I can tell you n number of examples where the children, if they get less marks, if they are not studying properly, that is the time when their behavior is also not that appropriate. Now, it's simple. If I'm not able to understand maths or a specific question in science, I will talk. I will not listen to my teacher. I will not behave appropriately. I will react. I'll be angry. And I will show all of this in the class and in the corridors and beyond. So my skills will be impacted. So if my social skills are correct, I will also be good in academics. If my academics is correct, I will also have a good set of social skills. It all works in combination. And not only that, social skills will help us to increase our self-confidence. Right? This is how we should go about informing our children the importance of social skills. So next time when you go forward to take any life skills session, or if you are taking a value education class, or even if you are taking your respective subject, it can be any subject as per the curriculum and as per the new NEP policy, make sure that you're orienting the children, especially the children who are there in their teenage. It's very important to highlight the importance before we proceed with our modules or before we go ahead with our activities, right? Now, what are the ways in which we can inculcate these in our children? When we talk about social skills, there are a lot of ways by which you can put them in your classroom practice. The first of all is expression. Okay, now our children, they want to be expressive in their emotions, in terms of their emotions. When a child is young, he or she expresses in a different manner, or let's say they don't know how to express. Sometimes they are quiet, sometimes they are shy, sometimes they don't have words. Only the tears that is the only thing that you will see when they are sad. Right? So we as educators, we need to give them those words, those feelings. We need to make the cutouts. We need to paste it on the walls through our posters, through telling them different stories and allowing them to express freely what they have to convey. For example, if a student comes to me explaining, ma'am, this person has disturbed me a lot today and I am not able to concentrate on my studies. I want that you please change my seat. Now, if I am the class teacher, my responsibility is to look into the matter, right? A child has come, and this is so much disturbing to the child that this is the first thing that the child is talking about. He or she is expressing the emotions. If at that point of time, as an educator, I'm negating the feelings, I'm not looking into the matter, I'm ignoring, I am saying that I will deal with it maybe tomorrow, or that happens, you need to adjust. What am I doing? I'm not addressing the emotions. I'm not addressing the social requirement that time. So the child will next time not express. So we need to give them a safe space in the classroom and beyond. As teachers, if you're doing any activity with the children, and if they come up with different problems or issues, anything that they are struggling with, any emotional expression which they are making, even if they are writing something and they are giving you the chit that say stating the problem that they have, or if they are speaking, or if they are using the non-verbal gestures. Okay, they are maybe putting their head down too often. If they are sad, if you see their eyes red, any way which they are expressing, let's use all of that. Okay, and let's Tell them that these are also the ways in which you can socially build your skills. And let's build it together in a healthy way. When a child gets into the teenage years, that is the time when he or she expresses more frequently, or let's say maybe sometimes they hide everything entirely, saying what will the teacher think, that even this I cannot manage, even this I cannot handle, right? So we have a variety of learners in our class. We need to make sure that we allow them enough space and a free space for expression without giving our own judgment as teachers. The other way in which you can inculcate social skills in the children is collaboration. Just as you see in this slide, different hands coming together, we all have, as teachers when we were young, we also have played a lot of games, teamwork, and participated in a lot of activities, clubs, competitions. Just like that, in our students, we should also encourage them to collaborate, to have a lot of team projects. And if we are taking them out for sports, maybe team games, so that their social skills can be enhanced. They know how to talk to their peers. They know how to communicate better. They will listen more frequently and nicely, right? So collaboration is one of the excellent ways to incorporate social skills. Yet another powerful way is positivity. Now, no matter what I am facing at home or otherwise in life, there'll be few situations which I'll not be comfortable with. There'll be few areas I wouldn't want to talk about. But as educators, as teachers, no matter the curriculum or the subject, we should be positive in our approach. Right? If we stay positive, the audience or the learners or wherever we go, automatically the other person feels calm, relaxed, and even more positive. A simple example, let's say right now we are listening to a webinar and I'm speaking. If I am sad, if I am dull, and if I'm speaking, you won't feel like listening to me, right? So positivity is something that is very charming, it's attractive, and it's important in life. So through our own example, if we ask the children to inculcate this, our children will have a set of positive social skills. Okay, that's even more valuable and fascinating. Yet another important way is support. Now, in our classroom, if the child is wanting my support, if my subject is social science, I cannot say that only if the child asks me a question based on geography or civics or something, will I answer or will I give the support? Rather, my approach should be, yes, I will definitely support the child if the child is coming to me with any question related to my subject. But even more, if the child is coming to me with some other concern, I will address that. Right? As a teacher, I will support. If my support is there to the student will realize the importance of being in a supportive environment. And the next time, if the person's friend or the classmate is in trouble, then the child will know that if in my troubled times, I wanted support, if ma'am gave me a support, if this classmate gave me a support, if my friend was there for me, I should also be there for the other person. And that is how we get a rippling effect. So in the class, if we could just ignite that spark, all the groups that are there, all the students who are there, we will be able to create a supportive environment for all of them, right? Other strategies that you can try, which I have personally tried in my classrooms, are these. I would also request all of you, if you have tried something extra, something new, you can put that in the chat box, right? Let's make it nice and interactive. Some of the strategies that has worked out for me is like circle time. Circle time for especially the junior children, this works excellently. Here, you ask the children to sit in a circle, in a circular formation, and you ask them your subject related questions. So here they are discussing things, but in a circle, because what happens is when we are facing each other, they will be better able to see each other, communicate well, whether it is in a non-verbal way or whether it is in a verbal way. And when it comes to academics, if we are doing it academically, the children will learn the importance of collaborating, of social skills in academics or in school, which we as teachers want. We want our children to behave properly in the class. We want that our children should be known as, having a very good personality, not only just the academics or getting excellent, scores in terms of their percentage, but known for the good work also. So circle time effects. Also, if the children are in their teen years, and it's not possible maybe for you to have them sit in a circular formation, you can ask them to sit in pairs or in groups of 4. So you can arrange their tables all 4 together, and then you can place the chairs. That is one way of collaborating. In that particular seating arrangement, our learning is 2 times faster. So instead of going for a regular classroom setup that we may try this way and go on with our subjects. Maybe an open discussion, a dialogue, a debate, everything will work. Okay. Another important strategy that you can try is storytelling. Now, storytelling, as we all know, it's a traditional method, but we can add our innovation and make it a new. Because nowadays, digital storytelling is also possible, and there are ample number of apps for that, right? So I would encourage all of you to even experiment with that. Digital storytelling, the children are going to love that. At the same time, when we struggle, maybe at times to catch their attention, this is an excellent way to draw their attention and to hold the focus. Yet your entire lesson, it will also be covered. And if you want to try the traditional storytelling, that also works. You can even add a puppet show in storytelling. That also works very nicely, because here the creativity and the critical thinking skills of the children both get enhanced. They are able to imagine things. They are almost able to feel things that it's happening for their life in their, perspective. So it really helps. Yet another way is role play. So all of this you can do together or maybe one by one. So all of this doing together is like, ask the children to have a circular formation, pick up a particular subject and a theme. For example, if you take English, if you're taking Shakespeare, storytelling, you can take a particular, stanza, phrase, or a particular set of different types of things that you want to take, or let's say character building for that matter. And after allowing the children to narrate or to interact, you can ask them to get into characters and have a very small role play. You can give a time limit so that it is precise and at the same time the learning happens well. Otherwise, you can also incorporate this in different subjects, say science, social science. Even for mathematics, you can ask them to build different stories based on shapes, based on their experience, their visits, and then incorporate the mathematical concepts. So this can work almost anywhere. Other strategies that have worked for me, one of the things that I would encourage all of you to practice maybe in your classroom and beyond is community service. Right? Community service is one thing where the children, they not only become responsible, but they also dwell on this thought that we have, grown, we should take responsibility, we should develop our social skills, we should help others. If somebody has helped me, I will also want to help others. So community service can be anything. For example, if I am in grade 10, if I'm in grade 12, and I want to help the children who are in grade 2 or 3, I can be a mentor to them. I can help. That's my community service. If I'm holding a rally for, say, conserving water or nature, okay, that is my community service. If I'm having a food drive in the particular area or colony where I live, I'm doing a community service. If I'm just raising awareness, maybe for the mental well-being of all, or, different types of other well-being and wellness, I'm doing a community service. This will really help in collaboration, teamwork, team effort, and build on communication skills. Icebreakers. Icebreakers is something which you can try maybe before you start your lesson or in between. Icebreakers are a fun way of doing maybe a 2 or 5 minute activity with the children, catch their attention, help them to build these skills in a faster way, in a fun and interesting way, rather than just keeping these social skills to be incorporated in some value education lesson or life skills lesson, or for a seminar or a webinar. Instead of that, icebreakers is something which we all can use, and it becomes really effective as a strategy, right? One thing that I would suggest is reflection journals. Nowadays, people talk about journaling, people talk about emotional expression. Reflection journal is a diary that you can ask the children to keep. And for all the activities which you are making them to do in your respective subject, in altogether like big events that are happening maybe in school or otherwise in their day-to-day, everyday life, the children can keep these diaries. The size will vary according to their choice and preference, the colors, and they can write or draw, whatever suits them better, their reflection of their experiences that have happened, no matter good or bad. So say you have done an activity with the children, like you wanted the children to appreciate the culture of different places in India. So in social science, you ask them to dress up in a different manner to get the food, or you gave them some other project, so you wanted a reflection for that. Or in maths, you conducted a tangram activity, or in Hindi, you wanted the children to write about the golden moments of their life, so you wanted them to reflect. So if I'm good in art, maybe I'll draw something related to my experience, that how beautifully it went. Or if I'm good in describing things, I will be using my descriptive, writing to go about it. Yes. So open discussion, group discussions, all of that will really help. And reflection for that is equally important, because a lot of times as educators, we pay a lot of weightage in, conducting activities. But what is the key takeaway? For example, after completing this webinar, if I ask you few questions, what is the purpose of the questioning? The purpose of the questioning is to just check, did you learn anything or not? And if you learned, what is the most valuable thing that you learned, right? So this is very important. Reflection just works as a purpose to it. Cultural exchange. Now this we can try with our children if that's possible. If that's not, maybe in the classroom, I would suggest that you can design different activities where you can explore the culture of different places, different regions, or if it is inter-countries, then maybe global also. You can ask the children about things in detail, the art that's followed over there, the language, the dialect, the color coding, the founders, or whether which type of government is there, okay? Or what are the biases that are there in the country. So cultural exchange can happen beautifully in the classroom within the four walls itself. And if it can happen beyond, that's an excellent way. Other thing that you can try is clubs. Now, in our schools, we have a lot of clubs, but most of the time we don't maybe pay that much attention to that, or we feel that the clubs are not that active. So as an educator, I would suggest you that make the clubs most interactive. Let them have this inter competitions that are there. Let them take initiative. Let them do a lot of drives. Let them take advocacy in the things that they feel that are really important for society, for themselves, for their school, for their peers, for the younger generation. It can be the debating club, it can be the eco club, it can be art, fine art, it can be a lot of clubs, right? Yet another thing that you can try is peer mentors. For example, as a teacher, if I have given a lesson and my lesson is over, I wanted to explain photosynthesis to children. Now, after that, I want that the children should remember those concepts. They should remember the equations. They should be well versed with the diagrams. They should know how to label it. But the children didn't understand that. Now, as a teacher, if they ask me one more time, I will go on and explain that. Suppose they don't ask me. Okay, there the concepts will lack. Suppose they give their exam, their test in that way itself. So their optimum potential they'll not be able to reach. But in the class, if we make peer mentors or buddies, Then they will be able to help the other children, whoever wants the clarification of different concepts, to learn it in a better, in a healthier way, so that they remember for life. For example, if there is a meeting that happened, like maybe just now, and maybe few of you, you were not able to understand something. Okay, if you talk amongst them yourselves, if you yourself ask questions and give answers to each other, you will maybe understand things in a different way, or insights will come to you. Just like that, for the students also, they may understand a few things, they may not understand. That doesn't mean that we have failed as teachers. No, it's just that we need to try some other strategy that works, and it helps them in building social skills also. When I ask my peer, I need to go to them, I need to be humble, I need to speak, I need to be good in keeping my gestures, I should say thank you, I should have manners. So all of that is building social skills, right? That is again equally very important. And other thing that I want you to try is celebrate. In our classrooms and otherwise in life, we all dedicatedly celebrate our success. That if a student got full marks, 20 out of 20, we ask the other children to clap for the student, we appreciate the children, and we do whatnot. At the same time, as a teacher, do we celebrate the failures? Do we try to create a supportive environment, a positive environment by saying, okay, you were not able to score that much this time, but there may be something that you might have learned. Next time, would you try something really differently that would get you to where do you want to be in life? Are we creating that safe space for them? Or are we leaving it at that, okay, even if few people are there who tease you for not doing well in class, that's okay. Okay, so one approach that you can try is celebrating success as well as celebrating their failures. So this can be your classroom activity that you can do with the children, no matter again what the subject, but this works wonders. Yet another thing that you can try is togetherness. Now we celebrate being together with each other, maybe as teachers or as an organization or in the families where we have events, festivals, get together. But our children need to see the togetherness otherwise also. In our everyday life, everyday schooling, still we are coming together. And if we ask the children to even celebrate that today there was a moment where in this particular class, this particular section, we together were able to solve a problem. Wow, let's celebrate that. Now, celebration doesn't always mean that you need to get some treat and you need to arrange a lot of things, but it can be held in a different way as well. But it's important to celebrate that togetherness. So try these, it also works very well with the students. Skill building is something that is really important, and we all know that to develop social skills in children, it's very important that we encourage the children to have proper eye contact, to listen to you actively and attentively, to collaborate with each other, to volunteer for different things, for social service, to have a teamwork, to respect the elders, to have certain etiquettes and manners in them, and to verbally and non-verbally communicate. So this is how our entire skill building can go about, keeping these skills in mind. And if we see a particular student lacking, we can always ask them to check on their own selves. We should remember that we as educators, we need to encourage our children and prepare them for emotions, situations, and groups. Right? We all know that the children go through a lot of emotions, a lot of struggles at time, and they go through a lot of circumstances as well, at home, in the school, beyond, and most of the time they are in groups, or they have a lot of other people who are maybe observers, maybe saying something that again brings them on track or maybe detract also. So we as educators, if we want that social learning should go on in our children, we should also encourage them for preparing them in emotions, situations, and groups. Right? Also, we can make everything entirely very simple because it's not something that complicated, right? Social skills can be effectively managed and learned when we ask the children to participate in extracurricular activities, when we as adults, we model positive behavior, when we show them that what we want out of you, that is leading by example. So when we interact in the extracurricular activities, when we give them social situations where they model their positive, their healthy behavior, and when we show them that by participation, experiential learning will happen. If you just look at a particular thing, you will not learn that much. But if you do a particular thing, you will learn excellently. And let's build it as a school culture in our respective schools as educators, right? So this is something that I wanted to share with all of you today. I hope that this session was really valuable for each and everyone. And I thank you for taking time out and attending this webinar.